Welcome guys to our movie rewind of 2019.
In this video, we're going to go through all the movies that we watched in 2019 and tell you the ones that we loved and the ones that we hated. We're going to cover movies like Hobbs Shaw,
Terminator, Dark Fate.
And at the very end, we're going to tell you what we thought of the new Star Wars Rise of Skywalker movie.
Yes, let's get into this. Okay guys, so the first movie was Alita Battle Angel. Now I personally didn't see this movie, but my dad did. What do you think about the movie?
So, it looks amazing, but I wouldn't say it was an amazing movie. It was an okay movie. I mean, it's been released in cinemas. It's now available on Amazon Prime and other good retail outlets, so I definitely think it's worth watching. I mean, as you can see from the background there, the CGI was unbelievable.
It looks really good, not gonna lie.
It's Robert Rodriguez and James Cameron. This is James Cameron's pet project that he tried to do years ago, and then Avatar came along and he got kind of headlong into that, so he hasn't been able to do it himself, so he let Robert Rodriguez do it, and this is what the outcome of it is. You know, it's a good movie, it's just not a great movie.
It's not great,
right? It's just not a great movie. But yeah, it's worth looking at. It's worth looking at. If nothing else for the CGI alone, I mean, look at that. I mean, she looks real, and she's not real. Now we move on to possibly a slightly controversial one. It's Captain Marvel, the first Marvel movie released this year.
Not one of my favourites, if I'm being honest.
Now,
oh dear.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a great movie.
It's not very good.
A little bit too much female power.
Girl power. Oh.
I mean, you know, the movie itself was okay. It was Brie Larson in real life just being a bit of a prat.
Yeah.
That sort of took the shine off it. You know, Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow, no problem. Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot, no problem.
No,
it's not about female movies or superheroes. It's the way they behave, and they turn it into something political. It's not political.
It kind of annoys me.
A good movie's a good movie.
Yeah.
A bad movie's a bad movie. Just get on with the story. Now, yeah, it was okay.
It was okay. I think it was cool to see how like Samuel Jackson, or is that his name? Really?
Samuel L. Jackson, yeah.
In the Marvel film, the movie.
No, he's
Nick Fury.
Nick Fury, yes.
It's cool to see how Nick Fury is in the the old days, and you know how he was, and you know he's changed quite a bit. But I don't know about her. She's like, I was really hyped up for it, not gonna lie, because you know it's Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
She's one of the most powerful.
She is.
Beings.
She is.
And then turns out like that. Nah, that's it.
Yeah. So yeah. I mean, you have to see it if you're. I mean, if look, Avengers Endgame came out, you had to see it.
Yeah.
See this one to know what role she would play.
Yeah.
But it was probably one of Marvel's poorer movies. I mean,
Yeah,
you're gonna watch it,
not gonna lie.
but are you gonna watch it again? We've only watched it once.
I think Ant-Man was better than Captain
Well,
Marvel,
anyway.
in my opinion.
There you go. Captain Marvel, it was an okay movie. Could have been better if it wasn't, and it's all down to you, Brie Larson.
Yes, it's all down to you.
Next up, we have Us, the follow-up to Get Out, the awesome movie that was released, the horror movie that was released last year. Same director, is it Alexander McQueen, is it? And he brought out Us. Now I want to see this in the cinema because I thought this is going to be fantastic. But was it fantastic?
Can I just ask something? I probably will say it because apparently there's a really good twist in it. Like an IT crowd. Don't tell me, you told me there's a twist. But anyways, basically I haven't seen the movie. It looks good. The, what do you call it, front cover of it, there's like a woman with a mask. That's quite freaky, not gonna lie.
I'm not going to tell you what the twist is. I don't want to spoil it.
Don't.
No, sorry, Alexander McQueen. Jordan Peele, of course, Jordan Peele. It was okay. In fact, I was I was very disappointed actually, because the twist just didn't make any sense. Get Out was an awesome movie. Jordan Peele did it. It was just fantastic.
It makes your palms sweat, not even.
It was amazing. But this one,
I mean, you know what?
I didn't like it.
After watching Get Out for a first time, I watched it I think 3 times. That's how good it is, and every time it makes me sweat. It makes me sweat because I know what's going to happen, and it's just really.
Get Out's amazing. This movie was a disappointment. I'm going to say, I didn't hate it, but I was disappointed. It could have been so much more.
Now, guys, it's time for Shazam. Now, I personally thought this movie was great, better than Captain Marvel. No offense. What are your thoughts on it?
You know, the DC universe since Batman, which were the most amazing superhero movies of all time, it's been very patchy. Aquaman was crap.
They've ruined
Aquaman was crap, even though it did really well. It was a crap movie.
It did well.
It did financially well, commercially well.
Oh,
well, I think it did commercially well. Did it? I thought it did.
I was actually really disappointed with it.
Disappointed. This one, I mean, okay. I mean, look. I think the humor in it was very good. The humor in it was very good. I thought the bit at the end where they become 7 Shazams.
That was
whatever.
a little silly.
So you got 7 Superman now. I mean, I don't know.
You know. I mean, I don't know why. The reason why they were all different colors, if you know what I mean, so the same suits but just different colors, it kind of looked a bit.
I mean, look, right, let's be clear. This is the comic book story. It's not like they did this in the movie. It's actually faithful to the comic book. So it's not like it's wrong. And the comic book fans will be going, but that's the way it's supposed to be. Yeah, but some stories don't translate well on the screen.
I feel like they should have just changed it, not made it the same.
Yeah, I think DC have got a problem. Still got a problem. They haven't resolved it. What was the movie they did last year that did well? And they said, this has been... No, well, Wonder Woman's awesome. Wonder Woman's probably the only movie of all of the DC movies. Since Batman. The original Batman. Since the Christian Bale Batman.
All amazing.
Joker. We're coming to the Joker. Stay tuned. We're coming. Joker was good. Shazam was okay. Just okay.
It was okay.
Now, we come on to Hellboy. This is one of the movies we did a reaction trailer to. Now, you've seen the original Hellboy.
Yes, I have.
Hellboy 2.
They were good.
Guillermo del Toro, that's how you say it. And if I've said his name wrong, I'm really sorry, because those movies are awesome.
They are.
They are brilliant. I love those movies. Did you know, by the way, fascinating fact, the second movie, part of it was shot in Northern Ireland.
Yeah. No.
Yes!
In Castle Rock as well.
Oh, well, North Coast, not Castle Rock.
Oh, right.
No.
It's just the North Coast.
But this movie was rubbish. I mean, I was so disappointed. I mean, look, it was on the edge of being a really good movie. The horror in it was really good. It was probably truer to the comic book in that the horror was really good. But just the whole story. I couldn't get used to the fact that your man from Stranger Things, what do you call him again? Forgot his name. That's terrible.
Harbour.
Yeah, his real name. The actor.
David Harbour.
Good man. David Harbour's prosthetics were ridiculous.
They're not good.
No, they were horrible. I mean, the guy that played him before, I'm terrible with names today. He was amazing. His face, original Hellboy, his face, he was Hellboy. He was born to be Hellboy. David Harbour was not born to be Hellboy. I'm sorry, this movie should have been a lot better than it was. I mean, this bit here.
The trailer looks insane.
The trailer is insane, and it looks really good, and the horror in it is really good. It's like hell unleashed on Earth, and you'd imagine that's what it would be, but maybe it was just too much. I don't know. I just disappointed.
Oh, well.
Oh yeah, and the other thing was the Fishman wasn't in it, and he's at the very end. Yeah. He's revealed. But I don't think they're gonna. I'm telling you, I don't think there'll be a sequel to this. I thought it was just.
No, it didn't do well.
Didn't do well commercially. It was a bit of a failure. Oh well, maybe they'll go back to Guillermo del Toro and ask him to. Am I saying that name wrong? I probably am.
It doesn't matter.
They asked him to do the third one. He was meant to do the third one. He wanted to do the third one, but he couldn't get the funding. I bet you the film studio now are realising what a stupid mistake they made, and they should have let him do his third one. It would have been much more commercially successful. Now we move on to what quite possibly was the best action movie of the year. In fact, I'm going to say it probably. No, not probably. It was the best action movie of the year, and that is, of course,
Avengers Endgame.
Yeah. Now we want to see it in the cinema twice.
Yeah.
And we got it on digital. And we watched it a couple of times.
I watched all the Marvel movies, actually, except Black Panther, because we didn't have it. Just because Endgame was, coming out. Really.
Oh, you watched them all again? That's right.
Them all again.
Before Endgame came out.
Because Endgame was coming out, and apparently you needed to, and all this. And
Endgame was brilliant. Endgame was. If you haven't seen Endgame, what planet have you been on? If you have seen it, get it on DVD, Blu-ray, Amazon Prime, whatever. It's such a good movie. This was a really fitting end to the entire saga of Avengers movies.
Phase 3.
Unlike Star Wars Rise of Skywalker, which we're going to come to later on. I'm not completely slating it, but there's one of the big differences. I mean, one of the reasons why the Avengers movies have been so successful is because Kevin Feige has been in charge. He has had that overarching influence over all the Marvel movies, so they all connect. There's a connective tissue. There's a story arc that went through what 21 movies in total?
I think it's 21.
I mean, to do that is a feat of engineering in itself. And they did it. They pulled it off. And Avengers Endgame was fantastic. A couple of silly moments in it. It is, obviously science fiction or whatever. But fantasy. What was the stupid movie that we didn't like? Both of us didn't like. It was so obvious. The stupid part of this movie was just jarred in an otherwise perfect movie. And I know we haven't rehearsed this, but we know what it is. What is it?
the bit where all the girls are coming together. And
All the girls just happen to be in the
They're
same
like,
place at the same time in the mother of all battles,
girl
and they all
power.
do this girl power thing,
I was like, what's going on?
and it was just stupid. It's just.
I mean, there's girls there already. Like, they're taking part.
I mean,
you don't
and you
have
have-
to all be together and
You have girls with no strength whatsoever alongside Captain Marvel, who's the ultimate badass of the universe. Anyway, great movie. You should
then
watch
she
it.
gets a haircut. And then,
You should watch it. You should watch it. Now, this is an unusual one. Pikachu, Pokemon Detective.
Yep.
Now, I have to say, the reason I watched this was because Ryan Reynolds is in it, right?
Yeah.
And I sort of thought it'll be a cute version of Deadpool. And you know what? For me, it worked. This was a lot of fun. I have nothing to do with Pokemon. I don't know anything about Pokemon. I think that my daughter, my eldest daughter, she's a big Pokemon fan, and I don't think she was that impressed.
No.
a Pokemon
I was
perspective.
watching it and I didn't really. Well, I didn't really get to watch it. I don't think.
You've seen this.
I was watching it, but I didn't really watch all of it. I didn't watch the start of it. I watched the rest of it.
This is a good movie. You know, it was a good movie. It wasn't a brilliant movie, but it was a lot better than it probably should have. I should have been. And I tell you, the reason why it's good is because of Ryan Reynolds' voice. His character of Pikachu is phenomenally funny.
I would say, yeah. To be fair.
Did you not see this?
No, I did. I didn't watch the rest of it. I didn't watch the start of it. That's what I mean.
Did you watch the end of it?
Yeah.
Because the end of it. No, I'm not gonna spoil it, but it actually kind of makes sense a bit. In the fact that,
Well, that's good.
you know, I don't want to say too much, but it's worth watching. This was a movie that probably should have been a car crash, but it actually wasn't. And Pikachu is really funny because he's voiced by Ryan Reynolds, and he's not your Pika Pika Pika. Well, he is, but he's not.
Like Two-Faced.
And you have to
anyways.
you have to watch it to figure out what I mean by that.
The
So
thing is, only one person understands him, and that's him.
that's right.
Okay.
So Pikachu Pokemon Detective, better than it should have been, and it was good fun. I enjoyed it.
John Wick 3, let's go! Parabellum, loved it. I
The
loved
second
it.
best action movie of the year, maybe the first.
I thought it was-
Avengers,
I thought
John
it
Wick
was better than
3.
the second one.
What?
thought it was
No,
better
I
than the
mean,
second
was this better than
No,
Avengers?
I thought this was better than the
No.
second one. No, this wasn't better than Avengers. Avengers was always
No,
the best.
Avengers was-
Second best though. This is second
Yeah,
best.
but this one you think is better than
Yeah.
of the John Wick movies?
Better than the second one.
You think so?
Yeah, definitely.
So John Wick 3, if you haven't seen
First
John Wick,
one's really good as well. I
Yeah.
don't know. I think this might be the.
I still think John Wick is the best, the first
Wick
one. I think
first
John
was
Wick 2 was
probably the
amazing. This one actually, in fairness, this one just wasn't as good as the second one. I didn't think so.
I don't know.
It's really kind of, look, what it does do is it cranks up the action even more. You know,
That's why I preferred about it.
it's going to sound a bit odd coming from me because I love action movies, but there's actually too much action in this,
No,
in my
no,
opinion.
No. I no.
I'm going to call it action porn, right? There's just too much. No, I'm serious. There's too much.
There
Some of the
was
fight
a lot of
scenes,
action, but
some of the
I still
fight
liked
scenes
it.
go on for too long. Now that does sound a bit strange, but it does. But John Wick is just fantastic. I love it, and they're going to do a fourth one,
Yo.
which is great.
Talk about a movie
You know, and
franchise,
Keanu Reeves.
4 movies.
I love Keanu Reeves. I think he's brilliant. We did a
That's
review of
awesome.
this. What I love about this movie is because it's a great movie. There's a lot of homages to other martial arts movies. I love martial arts. I've been
Like
watching
Bruce
martial
Lee
arts
or
movies for ages. There's a scene at the very beginning, and I said to you, and you didn't know it because you hadn't seen it. There's a scene where he fights this big tall guy, and that was an homage to Game of Death, where he fights this big basketball player. He's 7 foot tall, Bruce Lee. This is. There's an homage there. At the very end, when they're in the glass room, that's an homage to Enter the Dragon by Bruce Lee, his movie. It's fantastic. You gotta watch it. If you haven't seen it, where have you been? And Halle Berry's in it. And she's hot.
pretty fit now.
She's hot. She's awesome. So there you go. So John Wick 3. If you haven't seen it, you're mad.
You need to watch it.
You need to watch it.
I'm telling
need to
you,
watch
watch
it. No, you haven't seen this one.
Bohemian
Rocketman.
Rhapsody's better. I'm sorry. I haven't even seen it.
Did you see this one? No.
No.
So I am not an Elton John fan, right? I have to say, I'm a Queen fan, and Bohemian Rhapsody for me was 10 times better
Yeah,
than
no,
this movie.
Queen's on.
But there are people who love this movie and say this movie's better than Bohemian Rhapsody. We did a review on it, and it has been, for 2019, it's our most commented on video. And there was a
Yeah.
couple of guys in particular who gave me a really hard time and said I was,
Slagging off the movie.
because he was gay or whatever, and all that kind of stuff.
Listen,
And I pointed out
Freddie
that,
Mercury's
exactly,
gay,
thank you very much, Mark. So it was nothing to do with that. I just don't get it. So this was a musical. Effectively, people say it's a biographic story. It's really a musical about Elton John's life. Now, and it's done by the same director. Well, the director who ended up finishing Bohemian Rhapsody, Dexter Fletcher, he did this movie. You know, it's a well-made movie. It's a good movie. It just isn't a brilliant movie. I didn't really like it, you know, as much as Bohemian Rhapsody. It's a good movie, but I'm not an Elton John fan, so I wouldn't watch it again.
I think if you were, you would enjoy it more than Queen or Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah.
Because all those other ones.
Well, I mean, Queen is Queen is Queen is Queen.
Yeah.
Queen is Queen. Queen is Queen. Queen's awesome.
But you still love Queen, so.
And I do like biographies. Right, I do like biopics. So understanding or knowing a bit more about Elton John's life I thought was useful and interesting. But it wasn't the massive movie that I thought it would be. And that's just it. So but if you haven't seen it, it's worth seeing. Even if you're not an Elton John fan. Because Elton John, love him or hate him, right? He is definitely him and his writing partner are one of the most successful musical acts of all time. So it's worth seeing.
Yep.
But just not my cup of tea. The music, I mean.
No, mine
And the movie was okay. Now we move on to
terrible
Godzilla,
movie. Godzilla.
King of Monsters.
Don't like it.
No.
I was like, yo, what the? Oh, I'm watching this. This looks class. What the flip that? Oh, yo, I'm watching this.
There's somebody I know,
and
I'm going to tell him to watch this movie because he has a T-shirt of Godzilla, King of Monsters, and I hadn't the heart to tell him. He loved it.
What?
I don't tell you this because it wouldn't be fair on camera, but he loved it, and I thought, oh no,
This was terrible.
So
It was so boring.
I love King Kong,
What was
right?
it even
The first
about?
one, even the Godzilla, the first one, which I have over there in Blu-ray, it wasn't bad. I don't mean the original Godzilla. The original Godzilla was okay too.
Wait. Are you talking about Kong Skull Island?
Kong Skull Island was a great movie.
That was a good movie.
See, it's all in the same universe.
Oh, it is.
They're linking these all together, so there will be a Godzilla versus Kong movie. That'll be the next
Hopefully
one.
that's good.
This movie, as Mark said, the story was.
Oh, I don't like him. I don't like that actor.
The movie was
It
really
was-
just
it-
boring.
Yeah, it was so boring. I fell asleep.
And 11's in it. 11 from Stranger
I know.
Things in it, and it was still boring. So
So boring.
I'm sorry, this was a bit of a miss for us.
Moving on to the next one.
Sorry. Now, X-Men Dark Phoenix. Now this one got slated. They famously or infamously reshot the last third of the movie,
Oh yeah.
and it didn't do well commercially. But was it as bad as the critics said and the movie public said?
I thought it was good. I thought it was better than the reviews definitely. On IMDb I was like, oh, I'm not watching that movie. And then Dad was like, you know what? I watched it on the plane. I think you should watch it. So we watched it and I was like, that was actually pretty good.
Yeah, it was. It was a lot better than the critics let on, and the general, it did really bad. I think it did bad because the reshoots, because Disney bought Fox, who made this movie, and I think people just thought, you know what, they're not going to carry this on now because Fox has been bought, so why bother investing and going to see it, right? And Jean Grey, the actor Sophie Turner, I just don't really warm to her. Although in this movie, she did a good job. We reviewed this movie, link above, and we went into a bit more detail about why it was good, better than they said. So it's a good movie. It's not a great movie.
It's not amazing.
It's a good movie.
It's better than I thought it was.
Although there's one of my annoyances of this movie, Mystique, what do you call her? Jennifer Thingamajig.
Oh yeah.
Couldn't even bother to get makeup. Her makeup was atrocious. She basically had a bodysuit on her. It was, and you look at the Beast, his makeup was amazing. I mean, Jennifer Lawrence, she dialed it in.
Has she not always had that?
No, she had body paint and so on in previous
really?
movies. Oh yeah, totally, yeah. She really dialed it in for this one. So that was disappointing, but overall the movie was good. Yeah, it was good. And this bit at the end where she just kicks ass,
Yeah.
that was amazing.
That was cool.
That was amazing. Anyway, Dark Phoenix, better than everyone says it is. Watch it.
No, one of my favourite movies, again, SpiderMan, Far From Home. I loved it, not gonna lie. What do you think? What do you think of it?
Well, this was the aftermath of Avengers, right?
Yeah.
And I thought it was a very intelligently made movie. It was funny. It still kept the whole Peter Parker teenage thing going, and his love affair, and there's a bit of it's a coming out as well.
Wait, what do you mean?
Coming out as in he comes out as Spider-Man. Initially, you just think it's.
So you meant something else.
No, I know. I use those words deliberately.
Yeah.
It was just really, really good. Actually, this was better than the first one.
Yeah. Well, what was the first one about?
The first Spider, it was the one,
Who was the villain?
the Vulture. I mean, the first one was good.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
But this one was better. And
I think
it was set in Venice, and we've been to Venice, so we thought it was good because of that.
If you haven't seen this, there's a good twist in it. If you don't really know anything about Mysterio, you know what I mean?
Yes. We're not going to spoil it.
I'm not going to spoil it. As soon as when I was watching it and that happened, that thing, I was like, whoa, I didn't see that coming. You probably did, but I didn't.
I don't know.
A lot of twists in
you're better
movies,
not knowing.
I don't see coming.
You're better not knowing anything about it.
Yeah, because it makes the movie better for you.
Yeah.
So you're like,
so
whoa.
if you still are one of the few people that haven't seen this movie, you got to see it.
You should,
It's available
on Amazon Prime. All that stuff.
We got to watch it on Prime, and then we have it on the library. But we watched it a couple of times. It's a good movie. It's a great movie. Actually, this is a really good movie. Disney.
Sorry.
Careful now.
Monkey.
Disney Marvel done it again.
Hobbs Shaw. I thought this movie was really good. It was kind of like a comparison between big and then small, but still strong on the inside, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, Hobbs Shaw was completely bonkers, but a lot of fun. I went to see it twice.
Did you?
In the cinema, yeah. I mean, it's completely nuts.
But
I love Jason Statham. The Rock is good. He's very good. I just think The Rock has never made an Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator 2 movie yet. That's the thing that bothers me.
He needs to be in one of those movies, yeah.
He needs to, and he's making a lot of movies. But there's the staff. That scene there is hilarious. The way he and Jason Statham got on is really funny. Yeah. And it's going to be hard to keep that going because they obviously get on well, or they're starting to get on well. But it is very, very good. I've forgotten her name. She was in Mission Impossible Fallout, another great movie from last year, 2018. She's badass. She's very, very good too. Yeah.
I think Idris Elba, he was pretty good as well as the villain. You know, the
Black Superman.
Black Superman.
Black Superman. Yeah. So what I liked about this, I'm not a big fan of the Fast and Furious movies at all.
Oh no, I'm not either. I watched the first one.
My mate Ian is going to hate me for saying this, but we want to see it together, and he was complaining there was not enough car action in this. And I was like, yes, there's not enough car action in this. But at the end, there is car action, and it is sort of car-born again. So it's not as if it's not the connection isn't there. But Vin Diesel's not in it, which I think is a good thing. I think he's great.
I don't think he's great.
No, he's overrated. This is just bonkers, and I think
that seems class.
Set up its own franchise, and I hope they continue to do
really well. I hope too as well. I think they're going to do a second movie.
Now, we all like a bit of horror.
Yes, I do. I have to say, I remember I was on IMDb, just being a wee movie nerd, and I was looking, for the upcoming movies, and I was like, what is that? And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want to click on that. So I was like, okay, I'm going to click on it. So basically, it was Pennywise's face in the dark.
Do you mean the trailer?
No.
Oh, you mean like a...
It was just a picture.
Right.
And I was like, what is this movie? This looks so sick.
Was this before it came out?
Yes.
Right.
And I was like, oh my gosh, I want to watch it. And then it said when it was, when more pictures and like stuff was released, it said R-rated, and I was like, oh, I'm not gonna be able to watch it in the cinema. So obviously I had to watch. I could only watch when it, was on DVD, released on DVD. So I finally got to watch it. Amazing. I loved it. Second movie, I don't think it was as good, but it was still great.
That's still good.
Because no, it was still great. I don't know if it's as good as the first one because you kind of lose the what do you call it, being scared as you would be for the first movie because you don't know who Pennywise is. Yeah. And then when you watch the second one, you kind of know who he is, so you're not as scared, but it's still really good.
I mean, if you're a fan of it, the first one, you've got to watch the second one. This completes the story. Yeah, okay, it's not as good as the first one, but it's still a really good film, and it's not that scary that's going to give you nightmares.
That was pretty scary though.
Well, for that much, but it's great. I thought it was really good. I thought, some of the scenes. I just wish the trailers didn't give so much away.
Yeah, no, it did give.
Why did it do much away? But
too much away.
I mean, I love the way they intercut between the old, then and now as well. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
They actually de-aged the actors when they were kids because they'd obviously grown up because they were
gone through
13, 14 when they did it originally, and then they were, they've obviously because they're teenagers, they grow up very fast. You see the difference, but
that was giving away a lot, to be fair, showing all the alien stuff. I was like, when I saw, the very end scene when he's all that was good. Oh, and the granny as well. They weren't showing that much for the very first trailer, the granny.
The very first one,
they didn't show it, and then when you saw it, I was like, what the flip is that? Remember we were watching it?
Yes.
I was like, jeepers!
Yeah, that was bad.
Flip? Like her hair's all flown. What? That was insane.
Look, we better move on. It Chapter 2. If you haven't seen it, definitely watch it.
This is a good movie.
It's a good movie. Now we come to Rambo: Last Blood. Now, I am a huge Rambo fan, I'm a huge Rocky fan, I'm a huge Sylvester Stallone fan. I don't care, I wear it, I've loved him for such a long time. Ever since I was a kid, 17, 18, and I dressed up as Rambo in a fancy dress party. That's what I did. I just love Rambo. I love Rocky, I love all those movies, Expendables, etc.
That's great.
But
this wasn't good, was it?
This was a big letdown.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
What was bad about it?
I don't know. I was let down. I thought, yeah, it was like he shouldn't have done it as Rocky, right? Or sorry, as Rambo, right? Basically, he wasn't acting Rambo. He was acting somebody else. If this was a different movie with him playing someone different, it would have been okay. But he wasn't Rambo. He was somebody else. Rambo was long hair, speaks in one-word syllables. You know, he's a machine.
Maybe.
In this one, he's got feelings. He's adopted a family. It's just not Rambo.
Maybe he's just grown up and he's not Rambo.
No, but when he was Rambo, the last one he did, the really violent one, which was great. The last one he did, all the Rambos were good apart from this one. This shouldn't have been a Rambo film, right? Now, does that mean you shouldn't watch it? No, it's okay. It's okay, but it's not. The other Rambo movies, including the one he did like 5 years ago, which was very rough and violent, it was brilliant. It was just what you expect. But this one, but disappointed. And there's a secret. They might do a second one.
Do you think I should watch it?
Don't make a second one. I mean, you can watch it, yeah, but it's just not as good. You want to watch all the original ones first. No.
Whoa.
Here's a movie. Are you one of the few people in the world that didn't see the Joker? Now, the Joker, DC are so lucky, right? They let Todd Phillips, was it? He's the guy who did The Hangover. You know, the director.
Oh, you're talking about the director?
Todd Phillips. He directed Joaquin Phoenix in this. This is a great movie.
It's kind of...
It is freaky.
Awful,
it is psychologically
but it's
disturbing.
Yeah.
But it's a great movie. Now, are they going to make this part of the DC universe? I don't think so.
No. This should be just a one.
It's like a one story. And
if you have another movie, it would ruin it.
Well, no, I think they're talking about making a sequel, but what they're saying as well, they're trying to keep it separate from the rest of the movies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I don't want him to be part of like Suicide Squad or something.
Oh no, well I don't think he will.
That'd been stupid.
Not this guy, not this actor. See, this actor is quite infamous for being kind of really into method. I mean, he lost a lot of weight for this movie.
He's really into method. He kept. Oh no, wait, no, I'm getting mixed with the other Joker. He kept.
Oh no, this guy's
stayed.
method too.
No. He stayed in character
Jared
and freaked other people out.
Yeah.
Jared Leto.
Yeah. That's psychopath.
He's in a wee. What do you call it? The new Marvel movie. What's it called? The vampire thing.
Oh, Morbius.
Morbius.
He is Morbius. Yes, but anyway, Joker. I mean, it's a great movie. There was a lot of hype about this movie. Both good and bad. People saying it was inciting violence.
It was so simple. There wasn't much. There was no CGI in it.
No CGI. It's basically his acting, the story.
It was more real. If you know what I mean.
I do know what you mean. I do know what you mean.
Like you could actually happen.
And actually, it is set in the 1980s in New York, where there was a lot of violence. Even though it is New York, it's Gotham, but it was set. That's all shot in New York.
Oh yeah, Gotham's
so
supposed to be New York.
It's all the grime of it. Great movie. If you haven't seen Joker, highly recommend it. And De Niro's in it as well, as you can see. Really good movie. We'll have to watch it again. We'll have to get it.
I'm watching it again.
Yeah. Okay. Now this is one, Mark, that you haven't seen, and probably shouldn't see. Dolomite Is My Name. It was a Netflix movie that came out. Netflix movies typically aren't great, right? I'm sorry, but they're not. But this movie is an exception. This movie is phenomenal. Now, I'm a big Eddie Murphy fan. When his original set of movies like 48 Hours, Beverly Hills Cop, those movies were brilliant, and then he kind of went, off the beaten track for a long time. He's made a couple of good movies in recent times, but this movie is possibly his best movie ever.
What? What's it about?
It's hard to explain. It's about these blaxploitation movies in the 70s. There's a guy called Dolomite. It was his kind of stage name. He made this name up. And basically Eddie Murphy's acting this character in real life. It's a real life character. It's a kind of a true story. And it's Snoop Dogg. Yeah. And how he made these 70s blaxploitation movies when Hollywood didn't want to see them. So it's a bit of a biopic, a bit of a sort of a biography of a real person, but it's very, very funny. And Eddie Murphy is hilarious in it. I mean, he's just brilliant. He acts it really well. And fair play to Eddie Murphy, right? He's put on weight. And he's playing
put on weight for the role, yeah. Like a bit more.
Maybe. But this movie is worth seeing. You'll probably watch it. If you do watch it, you'll think, what is going on here? This is based on a true story, believe it or not. It really is. And I know a bit of the background. I didn't see any of the original films. But you can actually see some of the Dolomite movies, the original ones, I think on Netflix or Amazon Prime. They're actually on it now. Maybe Amazon Prime, actually. Yeah, it's a very good film. Some big actors in it. Wesley Snipes, Snoop Dogg. Well, not
Snoop Dogg's the only one I know.
And a few others
Wait,
as
did
well.
he play like a short role, or did he play?
No, it's a cameo.
Is that a weird?
Wesley Snipes.
Is
Wesley
that
Snipes.
homage to say hello to my little friend?
I don't know. Anyway, Dolomite, bit of a gem. Maybe not one that if you like all the other movies we're talking about, you might not really want to see this, but I really enjoyed this movie.
I don't know if I'd watch it. It doesn't.
I know, but I understand that. But it's a great movie. Now, here's the one that's divided the viewers. What did you think of this? This is El Camino. Netflix's El Camino. Another Netflix movie.
I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it was interesting to see, obviously, what happens after the very last episode of,
Jesse Pinkman.
Breaking
There
Bad.
he is. I mean, if you loved Breaking Bad.
Yeah, if you loved it, then this is a good movie for you. I have to say.
Let's face it. If you watched Breaking Bad, you'd have loved it. I know some people stopped after season 2. You got to keep watching. Breaking Bad is.
Oh yeah, people are kind of just being like, I don't know if I want to watch the rest of it, but it gets better.
Breaking Bad is quite possibly the best TV show ever
made.
made. I'm
no,
sorry.
No, it is.
He speaks the truth. And
it's just quite long.
And
it
this
takes a while, but it's good.
And this movie really picks up from where it leaves off. So that's why a lot of people have watched this and haven't seen Breaking Bad. Well, that's a dumb thing to do because it doesn't make any sense, right? And they say it's really slow. It doesn't make sense. Don't care. This does pick up from where the movie finishes and the TV series finishes and finds out what happens to Jesse. And it's good. It's good. It's Breaking Bad good, right? So if you're into the Breaking Bad ethos, mythology, you need to watch it. You have to watch it.
If you're into meth as well, this is the one for you.
If you're not into it, then don't watch it because watch Breaking Bad first, which is also available on Netflix, and then watch this, and it makes sense. So El Camino was a nice surprise, and we enjoyed it.
And that was cool to see that guy from the TV series, and it's still a lot of the people from the TV series actually make a
cameo, but we can't say any more. We can't say any more because that would spoil it. Okay, so now we're on to another Netflix movie. A lot of Netflix movies for some reason. But by the way, we're doing these in chronological order as they were released in the cinema or on the streaming platforms.
Oh, it's like January, February, March, April.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
There was a method to madness. So Eli, Netflix is Eli. So Mark, what did you think?
I didn't watch it.
Did you not watch it?
No, I watched little, kind of clips when you were in the plane, and you weren't letting me see a lot of it. And I was like, oh, just let me see it. So I watched probably 10 minutes of it without hearing the sound.
Oh, was I watching it on my iPad?
Yeah,
on the plane? Right,
and
right.
I saw one of the clips where you're like, because Eli gets like a knife or something.
I can't remember. I mean, look, it's a bit bonkers. We have reviewed it. There's
a bit weird.
There's a link above and the link in the description as well. It wasn't a bad movie. It wasn't a great movie. It was somewhere in between. I thought the premise was pretty good. Bit of a surprise. I'm not going to tell you what it is.
Yeah, no, the people.
It kind of goes a bit bonkers.
Is that you said the people that think you think are evil are actually good.
Yeah, you just spoiled it.
Good.
You just spoiled it.
Have I? Oops.
Yeah.
Well, you can cut that out tomorrow.
Look, it's worth seeing. I think it's worth seeing. Some Netflix movies are terrible, like Will Smith's Bright. That was a terrible movie. But this movie is good. It's low budget. It's a horror movie. It's worth seeing. If you like horror movies and you want to watch something that's not going to be too scary, but towards the end it does get a bit bonkers. Like really bonkers.
It does. That's when I was watching it. That was crazy.
It's
hellish.
Hellish, yeah. It's like, when I reviewed it, I said it's like Rosemary's Baby. No, sorry, not as good as Rosemary's Baby. It's like that.
Like another...
Anyway, we better go on. Let's move on.
Okay.
So Eli, watch it.
So, Terminator Dark Fate. This movie is pretty good, I have to say. I love the badass, entrance of, what's her name? Sarah Connor.
Sarah Connor, Linda Hamilton.
Like her first entrance.
There she is. There
That
she
was
is.
good.
So this movie did not do as well as I think people hoped, and it was James Cameron's.
I still thought it was really good. Not gonna lie.
And the guy did Deadpool, directed it. The first Deadpool. Oh, I forgot his name. Miller? No, forgot his name.
Toby Miller. Ben Miller.
No, forgotten. Anyway,
T.J. Miller.
No, let's stop doing
Sounds
that.
familiar, doesn't it?
It is something other. Tim Miller.
See?
That's maybe. Is that what it is? Tim?
I don't know.
Anyway,
Maybe. I think it is.
it's. I enjoyed it, right? I enjoyed it.
No,
It wasn't.
I thought it was good. The only downside was that, no offense, that girl there.
Yes, that girl. Right. So the main character, not the main
Acting's a
character, the character, the girl who's the kind of focal point of everything. Not the blonde girl. She was good.
No, she was good.
Not her.
Yeah,
She was
yeah, yeah,
badass.
she was good.
The Mexican girl. She was kind of really.
I just didn't really like
She's kind of just there.
just yeah.
Her. Is that her? But Linda Hamilton. Now I did say this. I thought Linda Hamilton was as good as Arnold in this movie.
Yeah, and it's like,
Linda Hamilton.
as I said,
Badass.
basically Linda Hamilton is kind of the Terminator.
She is. She kind of plays.
In
She's not a
this
Terminator,
movie.
but she plays. I mean, look at her.
Yeah.
She's badass. So this movie is actually, it was really good, but I didn't do well, and I don't think they'll be making another one, I'm afraid to say.
Oh well.
But I thought it was good. It's worth going to see.
Yeah.
It's worth going to see. And by the way, it's as you can see from the trailer, lots of violence, lots
I
of blood.
love that thing that just comes out of that spear. Oh, it's so cool.
It was good, and the action scenes in it are very, very good. I have to say. Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it. It's worth seeing. Watch it. If you haven't seen it, watch it. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. Terminator Dark Fate. Now, this is one you haven't seen, Mark. Ford versus Ferrari or Le Mans. Now, this is a bit serious. It's a true story. I'll be very quick about this. I only knew what this story was because I watched the Grand Tour. And the Grand Tour, there was, I think it was the last episode of season 3. And they did a special on Ford. And they talked about how Ford took on Ferrari at the Le Mans, a European race. And
Ford.
they beat Ferrari.
Did Ford have supercars?
They did back then, right? And this story is a true story about how an Englishman played by Christian Bale is the driver, and he works with Matt Damon's character. There he is, Christian Bale. But he's a bit sort of autistic or something.
He's from Wolf of Wall Street.
He is. He's a bit autistic and bad-tempered, but he's a brilliant driver. And it's a true story. So if you know anything about the story, you know what happens. But it's a great movie. I really enjoyed it.
Wait.
I'm not a car nut. I am not a car nut, right? I enjoyed this film because it's a true story. It's because it's basically a buddy movie of these two guys who are best friends, and they work together to win the Le Mans. And this guy, Christian Bale's character, a really interesting guy, in real life, now dead, unfortunately. And you see what happens.
In real life?
Yes, and you see what happens in this movie. But what a movie. Really, really good. Bit of a hidden gem. Okay, it's not Avengers and so on, but sometimes it's good to watch movies that are just a lot of fun, and in this case, based on a true story. And not just loosely based on a true story, really based on a true story. A couple of, artistic license taken where they kind of do some things that don't make any sense, but it was a great movie. I really enjoyed it.
Okay, so Claus, A Christmas Story.
Another
That's
Netflix
pretty
movie.
good.
Another Netflix movie, yes.
I only watched this because of the reviews on IMDb. I have to say, if it didn't have good reviews on IMDb, I wouldn't watch it. But I recommended it to watch it with Dad, and Dad didn't really want to watch it.
I didn't want to watch it, I have to say.
But we did.
Really?
And it was good.
But at Christmas, you got to watch Christmas movies, and
Exactly.
we have a number of movies we watch as part of tradition.
Well, we didn't really watch it, eh?
We watched Krampus.
No, we didn't watch the same.
I watched
Krampus
Scrooge.
is a tradition, not gonna lie.
I watched Scrooge. This is now going to be one.
Watch Scrooge?
I watched it on my own up here. When I say something.
Wait. Is this the original one?
No. Well,
Is this
wait. How far back do you go?
animated one?
No. The one with Bill Murray. I love that film.
Wait.
Anyway, look, we're talking
I thought you were
Claus.
talking about the new one on BBC, the Christmas Carol.
No, we didn't watch that. No.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
Right, Claus. Claus is now on our list of movies to watch every year. This is a beautifully animated movie.
Yeah.
It's another twist on the Christmas story, Santa's story, and how he comes into being. I have to say, it was really good.
It was cool to see like a postman has something to do with Christmas.
Yeah, nothing to do with not what you'd expect. You'd be watching this going,
It's not something
what
you
has
expect.
this got to do with Christmas?
Yeah.
But I tell you, just keep watching it and it'll get there. Really good movie. Now, we're into November now. Knives Out.
This
A lot of buzz about this movie. A lot of buzz.
Was
Is
very-
the buzz justified? Is
very
the buzz
good.
justified, Mark?
Yes. I was in cinema and I was sitting forward looking at it because
He's in Get Out. You're right. He's in Get Out.
Yeah, he is. I didn't want to fall asleep. I was sitting forward because I wanted to watch the rest of it because I wanted to see who was
And James Bond's in it.
just who caused the murder,
And yes, my thing about this is Rian Johnson who did The Last Jedi and destroyed The Last Jedi, but he comes good on this. Not quite enough to justify or to redeem himself from The Last Jedi debacle, but
Wait, is this a director or an actor?
Yeah, same director.
Oh,
same director. Right. But this is a good movie. This is basically like Death in Paradise.
Yeah.
Only better.
It's way better than Death in Paradise.
And Murder, She Wrote. No,
but
most of you don't know who that is.
Movie, not like many episodes.
And there's even a reference to Murder, She Wrote in this.
I'm not gonna lie. See, as soon as I heard his voice, his accent, the James Bond guy, I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
I was like, don't know about this, but his Kentucky accent is really good. I thought.
This is
and
good.
I was like, who is that in the chair?
What I loved about I don't want to give too much away because it's just in cinemas. It's still in cinemas now, and it's definitely worth seeing. It's a sort of a, you don't need to watch it in the cinema. You can watch it on TV.
Yeah.
But it's a great movie, and it's not what I don't want to give it away.
Yeah,
but you sort of think you know what's going to happen, and then it seems to go a different direction.
Yeah.
You think, okay, start believing the different direction, and then
that granny's good in it as well.
okay, it's not that direction. So it's a good movie. I really enjoyed it, and you really enjoyed it.
Yep.
And we highly recommend you go and see it. Knives Out.
Star Wars. No, first of all, I'm not a Star Wars fan, but I thought this movie was great, amazing.
This
oh
has got.
my gosh.
This had a lot of critical complaints about it. The guy J.J. Abrams.
I don't care how
screwed
it
up the
doesn't
story,
work with
bringing
the
back
story.
Palpatine and
It's
all
a
the
good
rest of it.
story, in my opinion. I love the Emperor in it. He was pretty like, I'm the Emperor, you know.
You know, I am a Star Wars junkie. I've
Yes.
been with Star Wars since I was 11. I don't like it. The Last Jedi. I was annoyed with the way Rian Johnson did that, as many other people were as well.
That sea scene, oh my gosh.
I understand a little bit how some people are annoyed. Some critics are annoyed with the way that every 1,000 Death Stars and well, if Palpatine's dead, then you kind of undermine it. You know what? A good film's a good film. Palpatine was a really good baddie in this film.
Yeah, he was.
And the arc, I actually thought it was a really good ending to the last three movies, I have to say. And I think you're all wrong.
I think
basically.
it was the best movie out of all the, Star Wars movies that are like kind of new, so like Force Awakens, Rogue One, Last Jedi.
I mean, look, there's no Jar Jar Binks in it, right?
Yeah.
C-3PO's character, there was a lot of kind of slight, misdirection in the trailer, which was good. C-3PO doesn't become bad, but he has red eyes and think, he's going to be bad. I don't want to give anything away because it's still in the cinema, but this was a good movie.
What was the little...
Okay, there's some. And then some critics said, "Oh, why did Princess Leia have to die?" Because Carrie Fisher died in real life, right? They didn't shoot any of her scenes in this movie. They shot them in Force Awakens. They were leftover scenes. They had to try and find a way to incorporate her into the story as a fitting end to Carrie Fisher and Princess Leia.
Wait.
That's what happened. Why is up? Don't be so flippin' stupid.
I'm really confused. She died, right? So how did they film?
They reused footage from previous movies. That's what they did. And this, some people don't like Rey. I thought Rey was brilliant. I thought she was real badass.
No, Rey was good. What are you on about?
No, I'm not. I like her.
No, not you.
Yeah, exactly.
Rey was
so, you should watch The Rise of Skywalker. It's a good movie. Actually, hold on. Let's do a bit more.
Also.
Hold on.
You can't remember, can you?
What was I going to say?
Star Wars.
And action. So we, in fact, we want just one more final thing. I want to say a few more final words. We want to see Star Wars. So I want to see Star Wars twice.
Mm-hmm.
You said twice?
No, I didn't.
You said once. I seen it twice. I thought this was a really good film. Now, the interesting thing now will be this is the end of the nine episodes, starting from 1 right through to 9.
From Force Awakens.
I'll be interested to see what they do next. I loved, and final thing I want to say is I loved the way that what I loved about this film, right, was I thought I didn't like the way Rian Johnson said, it was like Rey doesn't have any parents of any note. Okay, that annoyed me, right? That really not in The Last Jedi. In this movie, they answer that question really, really well, and not in the way I expected. But that's what I liked about it. It took you on a journey. You thought you knew what the answer was going to be, and it wasn't. You go, oh my goodness, why is this going to end up? And then they end up, and so the rise of Skywalker, because Rey, I don't want to say it because it'll
I love that. Okay.
But you gotta watch it at the end. It's a good movie. And my favorite character. Did you?
Don't know his name.
I posted him on the Instagram post, and I've forgotten. Anyway, there you go. Right.
Also, I will say, I think I saw, or there was a similarity between Endgame and this. You know the bit where they literally like they think they're all gonna lose, or they're all gonna lose against the big empire. You know, all the ships,
the Emperor,
so
yeah.
many.
Yeah.
And then all these ships just start appearing.
Oh yes,
you know, from just random people.
Yeah.
Just grouped together. That was a bit like Endgame, but not really.
We've got to wrap up.
Which I thought was good.
So listen. So please, please subscribe. Right now, we have now got 2 channels. We've got the Mark and Dave channel. We've also now got what you should watch. What you should watch now. Get that right. So please subscribe to it if you haven't already. That one, the What You Should Watch Now, will just be about movies and TV shows and so on. That's all it will be about. So please subscribe to that. The Mark and Dave channel will still keep going. We'll do other crazy stuff, but we're splitting up the content to keep it all focused. So we hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, please share, tell your friends.
And comment down below what other videos we should do next in the future. Let's go!
Yes!
And that's Mark.
And Dave.
Out.